This is Liza and Janine Unplugged.
Right?
We've been interviewed so much lately. There's the People magazine article. I mean,
Gosh, I know.
it's all out there. So this is going to be some of your secrets. I didn't know that you had a history of depression.
Yeah, I just felt like I had failed at everything. I had failed in my faith, I had failed in my marriage. I felt like my life had blown up and I just didn't want to live anymore. I convinced myself that my children would be better off if I died, if you can imagine. And what saved me was my third son waking up in the middle of the night, coming down and just giving me a big hug. I knew right at that moment I was attached to life.
I want to go deep here.
Sure.
It's kind of intense. For you, it was your son coming in the middle of the night like that. For me, I did make a suicide attempt when I was 17.
Wow.
There were two things for me. One was I was incredibly close to my grandmother. It's my grandmother who I would think about when I was really suicidal. The other person who saved my life was actually our family priest. I could reach out to him. I also had a psychiatrist that I could reach out to. And I just want to make a point about coming out of the secrecy and the shame and how we can stay connected. And for us both, the line was like the finest, tiniest little thread that saved our lives.
I think there's this stigma that we have to be able to solve all of our problems on our own. There are a lot of resources out there.
If we can change our culture and the way we relate to each other, the way we'd be there for someone who had diabetes or cancer, bringing our brain health and our emotional intelligence, our emotional states into the health conversation and our relationships.
Right.
We have to do it, all of us. We have to be more authentic and real.
But it's a little scary, isn't it?
It's so scary. You know, Ross is going to be coming later, and he wrote this blog this week that went so viral, and it's intense. He talks about self-hatred and being suicidal when he was younger.
And I admire his courage so much for coming out and sharing that story, because he's going to be such an inspiration to kids like Liza. You know, we need those role models who say, look, I navigated this. It was really hard for me. I understand, but you're going to make it through this.
Amen, sister. Yes!
And hugs.
What was the moment when you were suicidal?
We talk about mental illness and suicide and depression. No one ever brings up the self-hatred piece. Our inner voice is what matters. With self-compassion, you actually get the tools to build your inner voice and to build the way that you look at yourself.